Good, happy Thursday morning. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's get started. First up, former Green Beret weighs in on London attack. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9, Charisse LeClaire.
Is happening now at McMulkin Cadillac. Experience the 2017 ATS. Lease for $299 a month during the Spring's Best event. This is Cadillac. This is McMulkin Cadillac.
One year after an attack killed 32 people in Brussels, Europe is once again being rocked by allegations of terrorism. But Jim Steiner, a former Green Beret and Army Ranger, says compared to other acts of terror, this attacker could have been an amateur.
It appeared this was a fairly poorly trained, ill-trained, maybe untrained individual who may have been radicalized and wanted to use the one-year anniversary of the previous terrorist attacks in order to make a statement.
Steiner says the fact that the alleged attacker drove into a crowd full of people, what he calls soft targets, shows the man was unprepared for a more sophisticated and potentially deadlier plan, like those seen in other parts of Europe.
All of that suggests someone who didn't plan or think this through, didn't have an end game, and really may have been acting on unstable emotions.
Steiner says the counterterrorism enforcement from here will vary in London, depending on what they discover about the alleged attacker.
If they find out through cell phones or computers that this individual did have links with other folks, they will exhaust the prospects that if others may have been involved, they will certainly pursue them.
Now, Steiner says Britain is already at their second highest terror alert designation. He says he doesn't expect that to change, but travelers can expect to see more law enforcement, especially in highly populated areas like metro stations and airports. Live in the studio, I'm Charisse LeClaire, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Boston fire lieutenant facing child rape charges. A lieutenant with the Boston Fire Department appeared in court Wednesday to face charges related to rape of a child. Edward Clark Jr., a Centerville resident, was arraigned on 3 counts of rape of a child with force and 3 counts of rape and 1 count of incident assault and battery on a person 14 or older, according to the Cape and Islands District's Attorney Office. A clerk said the police report in the case is impounded by the court. A criminal complaint which lists the charges identifies the date of the offenses as January 13, 2010. Sources said the allegations involved a child that Clark knew for several years prior to the alleged assault. Several sexual assaults allegedly occurred over the course of a few years until the victim told him to stop. The victim eventually became concerned about potential for other victims and reported the incidents to police, sources said. It has confirmed Clark was a licensed foster parent with the Massachusetts Metro Organization in Hyannis from 2011 to 2013. Sources said he also monitored other children on the Cape. The Boston Fire Department confirmed that Clark is a firefighter. City payroll records list him as a lieutenant. clerk posted 300 and 500 bail. The clerk confirmed conditions of his bail include that he will be required to wear a GPS monitor and stay away from anyone under the age of 16, schools, and monitoring programs, and the victim. He is next scheduled to appear in court April 24th. If convicted, clerk would be required to register as a sex offender. Crash stops traffic on Main Turnpike. A multi-vehicle crash stopped traffic on the Main Turnpike southbound in Cumberland early Thursday. The crash was reported around 3:30 a.m. Officials with the Turnpike Authority said the crash covered the entire roadway. Part of the road was reopened around 4:30 a.m. Southbound drivers were encouraged to get off at exit 63 in Gray. No other information was released. We will keep you updated as more information comes in. If you want to make money, go against what the market says. Jim Cramer has been intense on the importance of separating the Bull rally from President Donald Trump's influence in Washington, but the market can't seem to undo its Trump ties. Seven arrested over sick and depraved terrorist attack in London that left 4 dead, 40 injured. Three people were killed, including a police officer, and at least 40 others people were injured in an attack in London that authorities have declared a terrorist incident. A man believed to be the attacker was also killed, shot by police at the scene. 7 people were later arrested at 6 locations in overnight raids in Birmingham, according to Metropolitan Police Acting Deputy Commissioner Mark Rowley during a Thursday morning press conference. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday. See you back here later on today. Bye, everyone.